I've been interested in church construction since I was a young boy. I was interested in graduate school, and I've just been really inspired by watching churches grow over these last 27 years I've been working with them. In my view, the design for churches have become unfrozen, and people are now exploring opportunities for churches and for ministry that we could only have dreamed about 7 or 8 years ago. This is a very exciting time to be working with churches and to be working for churches.
I have recommended CDH often when churches call for references, and I'll continue to recommend them. We really do think CDH has some top people. They're top in their profession, they're great to work with, they get personally involved and excited about the projects they work with. They will get to know who you are. They will try to design a facility that's cost-effective, that meets your needs, and that more importantly isn't just a facility, but a building that facilitates the ministry. That's what you're all about.
I believe it's very, very important for a church to have a strategic master plan. I don't think that they can really grow and consider themselves good stewards of their resources if they don't have a plan that takes into account their long-term growth and the use of all the resources that they've been given. It's extremely important that any design firm realize that every dollar the church spends has to be spent as a good steward, and make sure that every decision is based on the long-term stewardship of the resources they spend.
I feel like CDH Partners has earned our confidence. We put our trust in them. They were able to enlighten us about some needs that we would have in the future that we didn't anticipate.
The experience that CDH brings to the table with past projects is enormous. I think at the principal level there's over 130 years of experience in working with churches. It's unique working with churches in that you're actually working with the folks that are paying the bills. Churches aren't typically developed out of large corporate budgets. It's the individuals that make contributions on a regular basis that make it all happen.
CDH's history of designing churches, I felt, was a major benefit to our church. We had a general idea of what we needed and what we wanted, but we didn't understand how these things should be coordinated together. CDH was able to give us advice based on prior churches in history that they've done of things that really worked well, and we were able to incorporate those into our design.
CDH has continued to evolve and to offer more services, and that's been in direct response to our clients' evolution. We've worked with these churches and they've continued to evolve, gotten more complicated. The expectation for design continued to grow, and we've grown and evolved with our churches to provide more sophisticated designs, more sophisticated technology, and more sophisticated construction methods.
One of the key things that CDH Partners did with us was to sit down with our leadership, from our senior pastor down through every staff member that was willing to or wanted to talk with them, and understand what we were about, our programming needs, what we wanted to happen in the sanctuary, what were our primary goals. What they got down to the bare bones of what we really wanted to accomplish. And so with that clear vision, they were able to design a facility that met our needs, and I would say far beyond what we could have ever expected or hoped.
Churches are very different than most other structures in the fact that they present themselves in a very spiritual way. And it's very important that the architectural expression and the environment of a church satisfies those needs, that it has meaning, it has support, it has strength, and the feeling that this is my church, not just our church as architects, but as the church members go into worship, that there's the feeling that supports their ministries and who the church and who they are and what they are about.
During the planning process, during the initial design phase, The architect in charge spent innumerable hours not only talking to staff and parishioners, but walking through the existing complex himself, learning something of the building and its structure. I know that the final product was what we were hoping for and anticipating, but one of the great things of working with CDH is that we could entrust the project to them on a day-to-day basis, and it was accomplished well.
I believe that the single most important factor in our growth is our focus on the clients. The way that we listen to them, the way we focus on their needs, and the way that we take care of them over the long term and not just on a project-by-project basis. We chose to work with churches because we believe in what they're doing. We believe on the positive impact of the community. And we feel like we're investing our time not just to earn a living, but really to do something that is timeless.